Welcome, dear learners, to the new session on Fundamentals of Financial Inclusion and Cyber Safety. Today's topic will cover application level security and overview. I am Anurag Bhatt, Assistant Director, Computer IT, Uttarakhand Open University, Haldwani. The learning objectives in this session are: what is application level security? A brief overview. To identify the key threats, vulnerabilities, and to recognize the impact of insecure applications. In the last session, we were discussing about the cybersecurity laws, its regulations, compliance to ensure legal conformity, compliance to ensure data security. Now, what is application level security? Application level security refers to the measures and practices put in place to protect software applications from threats and vulnerabilities that could be exploited by attackers. Unlike network or system security, which focuses on securing the infrastructure and hardware, application level security is concerned with safeguarding the actual code and functionality of the program. So, in general, we can say that application level security safeguards the actual code of the programmer and the functionality of a particular program. This type of security ensures that application behaves as expected and cannot be used in harmful ways. It involves strategies such as input validation, authentication, authorization, encryption, and secure coding practices. The goal is to prevent attacks like SQL injection, cross-site scripting XSS, cross-site recovery request for forgery CSRF, and other software-based threats. Security at the application level is critical because many attacks target the software layer where user interaction takes place. Therefore, the developers must consider security throughout the application development lifecycle, from design and coding to testing and development. This diagram shows the basic overview of application security. Here is the application which we will deploy, we will use, and it is connected to the internet, and then in the internet we have application security and it will be safeguarding the application server. So between the internet and the application server there is a layer called as application security. If it will not be there, then the server may get affected and we get the threats. Why it matters in financial inclusion? It protects sensitive financial data. It ensures the safety of personal and financial information for undeserved and vulnerable populations accessing digital financial services. It builds trust in digital platforms. Secure applications foster confidence among users, encouraging adoption of online banking, digital wallets, and fintech services. It prevents exploitation and fraud, guards against cyber fraud, identify theft and unauthorized transactions that could disproportionately affect low-income users. It supports regulatory compliance. It helps financial institutions meet data protection laws and security standards required for inclusive digital financial ecosystems. So this particular image is depicting the impact of digital banking units. So here we have service accessibility, operational independence, mobile device usage, lack of physical infrastructure, financial inclusion. Real world applications in fintech, mobile banking, and digital payments. So fintech innovations transforms traditional banking with faster, cheaper, and more inclusive services. Mobile banking, it empowers users to access financial services anytime, anywhere, boosts financial inclusion. Now, digital payments, it increases convenience but requires strong cybersecurity to prevent fraud. Risks, it includes data breaches, identity theft, phishing, and regulatory challenges. Impact, it affects individuals, businesses, and national economies trust and security are crucial. Importance in financial systems. It protects our customer data. Protects the customer data, ensures privacy, builds trust, and safeguards against identity theft and financial fraud. Prevents financial frauds. It prevents financial frauds by detecting suspicious activities and securing transactions from unauthorized access. It maintains trust and compliance by ensuring secure handling of data and following legal and regulatory requirements. Common vulnerabilities are SQL injection, also called as SQL injection. SQL stands for Structured Query Language. Attackers inject malicious SQL code or SQL code to access or manipulate a database. Cross-site scripting, that is XSS. Malicious scripts are injected into trusted websites to steal user data or hijack sessions. Third one is cross-site request forgery, CSRF. It tricks users into unknowingly executing unwanted actions on a web application they are authenticated in. So here is the diagram, that is SQL injection, cross-site scripting, XSS, and CSRF, that is cross-site request forgery. Now, what is SQL injection? Inserting malicious SQL queries into input fields allows attackers to manipulate backend databases by injecting harmful commands through user inputs. It can access or alter database contents. It enables unauthorized access, modification, or deletion of sensitive data like user credentials or financial records. Here we have malicious request, then it will modify the query, and the query will generate the output, and data exfiltration is there. So this we have to be very careful about the malicious requests. Cross-site scripting, injecting malicious scripts into trusted websites, lets attackers run harmful code in users' browsers by embedding scripting into legitimate web pages. Now, it can steal cookies, session tokens, used to hijack user sessions, steal login data, or impersonate users. Here is the diagram. Suppose this red one is the attacker and it provides the phishing email, then redirectional pages, ATM phishing page, then credential compromise and session cookie theft. Now this attacker authenticate via stolen session cookie which he had or she had obtained. Now then emails, read and mailbox rules added, then BEC campaign, and then external recipients. So this is the target network. By the use of these credentials and the cookie session cookie theft, the attacker manages email, read and email mailbox rules added by the attacker, and then this is the target network is in the is compromised by the attacker. Now CSRF, that is cross-site request forgery, tricks used to users interactions to submit unintended requests, forces a logged in user's browser to perform they did not intend, like transferring money or changing passwords, exploits trust between user and web application. It takes advantage of a site's trust in the user's session to carry out unauthorized operations. So this is cross-site request forgery. Now it forces a user to perform unwanted actions. It executes unauthorized operations by leveraging the user's active login session. It exploits trust in the user's browser, abuses the web application's trust in authenticated browser requests. So here is the attacker. Then attacker send a script, injected link into the victim's email. So the second step is victim click on the link and request legitimate website. Third step is victim's browser loads legitimate site which is compromised but also execute malicious script along with it. And now the last but not the least is step number 4. Malicious script sends victim's private data to the attacker. In this process, at last, attacker gets the private data of the victim. So we have to be aware of it. Major threats: malware, malicious software designed to disrupt, damage, or steal data from computers and networks. Insider threats, security risks posed by employees or trusted individuals misusing access to harm an organization. Phishing, a deceptive tactic where attackers trick users into revealing sensitive information through fake emails or website. Now, the major threats again are API vulnerabilities and DDoS attacks. So, API vulnerabilities, weaknesses in application programming interfaces that attackers exploit to gain unauthorized access to data or systems. Now, DDoS attacks, cyber attacks that overwhelm a system with excessive traffic, disrupting online services or networks. Best practices introduction. So, now prevention is better than cure. We always remember that prevention is considered to be better than cure. Cybersecurity threats are constantly evolving, making proactive defense essential. Implementing best practices minimizes risks, protects sensitive data, and ensures a secure digital environment. By prioritizing prevention, organizations and individuals can avoid costly breaches and disruptions before they occur. So we have to be very cautious and believe the prevention is always better than cure. Now, input validation and sanitization. Always validate user inputs. Ensure all user provided data is checked for correctness, preventing malicious or accidental errors in application. So, how to use input sanitization to prevent web attacks? Identify user inputs, implement input validation, sanitize input, use prepared statements for database queries, verify state output encoding. Use whitelist validation. Allow only predefined safe input values to reduce security risks, preventing harmful or unexpected data entries. Secure coding practices. Secure coding is crucial for developing applications that are resistant to cyber threats. Input validation and sanitization help block common attacks such as SQL injection and XSS. Strong authentication and access control ensure that only legitimate users can reach sensitive parts of the system. Regular code reviews and updates help identify and fix security gap early. Data encryption protects information from being accessed or stolen by unauthorized parties. Multi-factor authentication. It enhances security by requiring multiple verification methods such as passwords, biometrics, or OTPs. OTP is one time password. It helps prevent unauthorized access and strengthens account protection against cyber threats. Role based access control RBAC. It restricts user access based on predefined roles, ensuring security and efficient management. It helps organizations minimize unauthorized access and enforce structured permissions. So here admin assigns users to appropriate roles, then users are assigned to roles, roles define authority level, and then permissions are authorized for specific roles. In this way, role based access control works. Here are the API security strategies. So, secure API development. Secure API development ensures data protection by implementing authentication, authorization, and encryption. Regular security testing and best practices help safeguard APIs, application program interface, from threats and vulnerabilities. Encryption. So encrypting data at rest and in transit protects sensitive information from unauthorized access. Data at rest is encrypted using methods like AES, Advanced Encryption Standard, to secure stored files and databases, while data in transit is protected using protocols like TLS, Transport Layer Security, to ensure secure communication between systems. Implementing strong encryption mechanisms enhances security and maintains data confidentiality. So here in this diagram we have a web server in use and unencrypted, then data in transit over HTTP protocol, that is in transit and unencrypted. Now this is connected with the web client in use and unencrypted, then client cache encrypted at rest, and then server data at rest and encrypted. So it is weak spot because it is unencrypted and it is open to the malicious attacks. So attackers has keen interest in this particular spot. That's why it is called as weak spot, and it is open to the attacks by the attacker. Common encryption algorithms used today. So first one is Advanced Encryption Standard, AES, then RSA encryption, Blowfish encryption, triple DES. DES refers to Digital Encryption Standard. Two-phase encryption. So using strong encryption algorithms ensures data security by protecting sensitive information from unauthorized access. Algorithms like AES, RSA and ECC provides robust encryption for securing data at rest and in transit, helping safeguard the confidentiality and the integrity. So regular security updates. Patching vulnerabilities promptly reduces security risk by addressing known weaknesses before they can be exploited. Regular updates and quick response to security threats help maintain system integrity and protect sensitive data. Regular security updates. Updating libraries and frameworks enhances security, performance, and compatibility by fixing vulnerabilities and in improving functionality. Regular updates help maintain a stable and secure software environment, reducing risks and ensuring optimal efficiency. So we can get the optimal efficiency by the regular security updates. Now, penetration testing. Penetration testing, also known as ethical hacking, is a cybersecurity practice used to identify and exploit vulnerabilities in systems before malicious actors can attack. It involves simulating real world attacks to access security defenses, helping organizations strengthen their security posture. By conducting regular penetration tests, businesses can proactively fix weaknesses, protect sensitive data, and comply with the industry regulations. Now, simulation attacks helps identify security vulnerabilities before real threats exploit them. Penetration testing mimics the cyber attacks to access defenses, allowing organizations to strengthen security and protect sensitive data. So, penetration testing basically helps to enact or to make such movements as if how can we safeguard ourselves from the real attack. So, it includes all those practices which can be taken care in advance to avoid the attacks, or in a attack condition how can we get out of it and protect ourselves. So process for attack simulation and threat analysis. First one is define the objectives, second one is define technical scope, application decomposition, then threat analysis, vulnerability and weaknesses analysis, attack modeling, risk and impact analysis. So 1 to 7 are the steps in the penetration testing and the process for attack simulation and threat analysis. Remediating findings involves addressing security vulnerabilities identified during assessment like penetration testing. Organization apply patches, update configurations, and strengthen security controls to eliminate risks. This proactive approach helps maintain a robust defense against cyber threats and ensures data protection. So here are the steps, that is find, second one is prioritize, then third one is fix, and fourth one is monitor. So these are the vulnerability remediation process. Summary: identify the vulnerabilities, implement best practices, stay updated and vigilant. Now, learning outcomes of today's session are: by the end of this session, learners will be able to define application level security and explain its role in protecting software systems, identify some security threats and vulnerabilities affecting applications, recognize how insecure applications can impact users, organizations, and data integrity, understand the importance of addressing application level risks during development. In the next lecture, we will discuss about Burp Suite, Open Web Application Security Project, that is OWASP, OWASP ZAP, that is Z attacks proxy, and OWASP top 10 vulnerabilities, cybersecurity key points, financial guidelines, real world breaches, future of security. Thank you, dear learners. I hope that this session is useful for you.